Hello there, Commonwealth from here, and we are about to talk about something very, and I mean very important. Namely that the leaks that we saw at the end of last year, so the end of December, are actually real. And the thing we see right here confirms it. So we're going to spend some time detailing why the leaks are real, when we can expect to see the reveals of them, and also how it all ties together back to the game. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and press the notification bell if you haven't already, because this is going to be a very exciting one, especially since this is also being scalped, as we will also go through, and also how expensive it will be to buy all the official merchandise that Nintendo has prepared for the launch of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So along with the Nintendo Direct on February 8th in Europe and US, in February 9th in Australia, New Zealand and Japan, we also got this specific upload from Nintendo of UK for the European regions. As you can see, we have an English version, Collector's Edition, and Edition Collector in French. And this is going to be a very important detail. This language point here is going to become very important as we move on to prove that the leaks back in December were 100% real. Namely this pin set, and in specific, this symbol right here. As this symbol is none other as the same symbol that we see right here. You see here? Yeah, if we move this one here, you will see that this symbol here, this symbol here are one and the same. The double I and lotus flower, double I and lotus flower. The same goes with the patterns as we see here, are very similar to the one we see here up in the corner. So that pretty much confirms it, I guess, but there's actually far more to it. Because if we skip this trailer back a little bit, I mean to the box itself, and instead of looking at the front of the console, we look at its rear. Right here. You see this? This is the exact same design as we see on the box right here. The circle pattern and the same coloring. Because the official color seems to be black, a little bit of a brownish, and green. And that is exactly what we see here. In the video we uploaded explaining this so-called leak and why we thought it could be real, we detailed that this side right here is none other than the left side of Link's tunic. You know, the one, the sky one, that we sadly didn't see in this trailer, which would have made it much more clear for, I think, most of us watching, since this side right here represents Link's green side of the tunic, this side here, the white one of the ancient or distant past tunic that Link was wearing. So this is very, very important, but there's far more to this than just what the eyes can see here and the patterns that are actually very similar. Because if we take the Switch OLED box right here, I'm just gonna disable this one. Oops, sorry, not that one, this one. You can see that it has a certain pattern, specifically right here. And if we go a little bit further through here, you will see the following. You see this pattern here and this pattern here. I'm going to move myself. I guess I'm going to have to move myself a little bit instead. You see this pattern here, this pattern here. That's one and the same. And it's not a coincidence in the slightest. Because the official design of this game also looks like this. You see the top here? You see the top here? Right there? That is exactly the same as what we have here. And there's more to it too, because if we remove now this top section, the official design, and pull the box a little bit closer to us, we'll see, what do we see? We see the English on top, French on the bottom. What do we see here? English on top, French on the bottom. Also, this system, particular system, is probably not coming out on May 12th. Unlike the Collector's Edition, which has to come out on the 12th of May for one specific reason. Namely, the game itself. But in this one, it clearly states in multiple European languages, in this corner right here, no game included, which means that it could be revealed at a later point, possibly on March 3rd, that is the 6th anniversary of the launch of Breath of the Wild, but it could also be revealed at PAX East, or maybe even as late as Tears of the Kingdom Direct in, say, April, because this system could actually launch around the same time as said presentation if it takes place. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That confirms it, but we have one more thing which pretty much solidifies it completely. Because on the rear side of the Joy-Cons that have leaked, we have these two symbols. One is the kanji of time, while the other is the Eye of Horus, all both tied very closely to the elements of time. And what do we see here when we look at the pins? Similar type of symbols. Even the markings in the corner here, you see the corner here, right here, it's very similar to what we have right here. And on purpose, they hid, of course, the second one because they don't want us to see more than they have been marketing henceforth so far. And naturally, these kanji symbols have been seen on Link's hand. This one in particular was seen in the delay footage from March 2022. So these ties to Link's new hand power. It pretty much takes away any doubt that was tied to this system altogether. The box would have been in itself nearly impossible to fake, because you would need to have the exact same design, which they have, as we have seen already here, and as we have seen with this pattern, with the rings symbol, with this part right here, and the rear side of the console up here. So that settles it. It is real. It's just a question of time before it's going to be revealed. And on that matter, we have to talk about pricing, because this system, since it's not being sold with the game, as we already highlighted with the box over here, I'm just going to disable this one here. Yeah, there we have it. No game included. So it's going to cost around $350, which is the typical price of the Nintendo Switch OLED model, which is being sold around the world. But Nintendo did reveal far more than just this collector's edition, which unfortunately certain group of scalpers have managed to completely screw over for all of us. Yeah, as posted by Bandit Games, we can say very clearly that people are pricing them at the level of the price of a regular Nintendo Switch. Some are even have the audacity of pricing it to the level of the Nintendo Switch OLED. It is disgusting, and I would say it's one of the worst things we have seen in the build-up to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Like, this is not okay in the slightest, and I don't want to know what's going to happen when this thing right here hits the market. It's going to be a repetition, because they have no control whatsoever on scalpers unless they limit, say, one per customer. But Nintendo's not going to do that. As long as they can sell it, why would they? There's no point for them to limit sales of a system like this, because for them it all comes down to money at the end of the day. But more so, we have to talk about the pricing and the total value of the collector's edition that we can see right here, because this set right here goes for $130. So people have already more than doubled the price for it, that being the scalpers, when selling it on eBay and other platforms that I'm not even gonna bother mentioning, because I hate these type of people altogether. So this is $130. But you want to know what also was $130? The collector's edition of Breath of the Wild. A collector's edition that came with the game, as we can see here, but also with a Master Sword statue, a Sheikah Slate Nintendo Switch case, one that I personally have and it's really nice, the tapestry of the map of Hyrule, the soundtrack CD, and the commemorative coin. A little bit more value, I would say, for $130. But if you want to have absolutely everything, and then I mean everything, you're also gonna need an amiibo. So this one goes for $16. I'm just gonna put it down here, so Link can join me here in the corner. $16, $130. This one right here is going to be $350. If you put those together, we're dangerously close to $500 US. But at the same time, you want to probably buy them because they're going to increase in value. And if you don't open it, then it's definitely going to increase in value. Because scalpers are going to, of course, have a field day with this one, just as they've had with the collector's edition in the last couple of days. And with the same symbol here, and up there, they're gonna have a field day. The Lotus symbol pretty much confirms that they can prepare for another payday when this thing is out. So be on the watch out, be ready for any announcements from Nintendo, and order this Nintendo Switch OLED before it is gone. We've seen these disappear very quickly in the past, and especially since the demand is going to be massive, since Nintendo has only released, thus far themselves, only one controller or system that is tied to The Legend of Zelda. And that is the Skyward Sword HD Joy-Con set of the Master Sword and Hylian Shield. Yeah. Alright guys, that was pretty much it. We know now that this thing right here is real, mainly because of the design, mainly because of patterns, and mainly because of the fact that it just was way too well made to not be real. So if you haven't already and appreciate videos like this, we have our first fully scripted and edited video coming up on Friday. So it might be already up if you're watching this, then be sure to check it out in the end card. But if not, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.